All right, so this is our second type of graph. Well, I guess third because we did bar and line last time. It's called circle graphs or pie charts. They're the same thing. You've seen them before. They look like this. Basically, these graphs represent all the different numbers that we have, but represent them as a piece of the entire pie, one pie being 100%. It's really useful because really quickly when you look at this graph, you can see right away, well, walking's the biggest, and it's the biggest by a decent amount, then cycling, swimming, and then golf and other, in this case, are a little bit smaller. What they don't tell you is the specific number of people. So looking at this, I don't know how many people were actually asked. I don't know if for 24%, that was 24 people out of 100, or if that was like 240 out of 1,000, or if it was just like 2.4 people out of 10. I have no idea. I just know that was the percent. What we need to do is be able to read these graphs, which isn't that bad, see them, what's going on, ask questions, but also draw them. So we'll talk about the drawing in a sec. Let's do the read and the questions. So like we said, when we see this, we see what's going on. The questions we want to ask is why? Now, the why for this isn't really as big a deal. When we think, okay, well, why do people like walking so much? Maybe it's because it's a cheaper activity and so people can afford it more easily. Or maybe they think because it's nice where they live, so going outside. But if we went to a different country where outside might be a little bit less enjoyable because it's really cold all the time or really hot, maybe you get something like swimming being more important. The other question we think about is the impact. So if we asked our class this kind of question, and then we had an option to go outside to do some kind of activity, we probably don't want to go golfing or swimming because not a lot of kids like that. We probably want to do something like walking or biking, so more kids are going to be happy. This is a little bit more applicable to work. Let's say the monthly running shoe sales. Let's say you're the manager at the store, and you've compiled your data, and you put it into this graph so you can see it more easily. These are the different types of shoes, and this is how well they did. When I look at this, well, clearly the orange one's the biggest, so the orange one's Stone. So I'm like, wow, Stone did really well. But then when you look here, this red one, R&R, did really bad. So we want to know why, so that next month we can fix and make corrections. So for Stone, we want to say, why did it do so well? Was there like a sale going on? Did we have like extra, did we display them properly? Was there some kind of advertising going on that made it so people wanted these shoes? And the same questions go for R&R, like what was going on that made people not like them so much, and how can we fix it? That's the main thing we're thinking about, is how to take the information and make a change to make it work better for us in the future. This last one, example of pizza toppings, pretty standard question, what's your favorite, whatever. But let's show something else with this. Let's say we asked, let's say 30 people, okay? What you're going to be able to do is figure out exactly how many people are here if you have the percent, because usually pie charts show the percents. So if 50% of people did it, what we're going to do is we're going to say 50%. Well, we got to turn that to a decimal, so we know that's 0.5, 0.50. We just multiply that by the total here, by the 30 people. That gives us 15. So we know that this was actually 15 people. We can do the same for these numbers. So we can do the 30 people times 10% gives us 3 people, times 15% gives us 4.5 people, which obviously there's some kind of rounding issue. Or we could say 25%, so that's going to be, 7.5 people. Okay, so getting those ideas, that's how we can see the specific numbers if we need to. Now, let's do one where we're going to draw our own graph. Let's say we ask people, what's your grade? Like, what mark are you getting in math class? And these are the names of all the people, and these are what we got. We could take this information and make a bar graph. Maybe if it was percent too, we could say like grade, and then names. And we could show the different graphs like this to show who got what marks. But I don't want to do that. I want to kind of look at the pattern of what's going on in the whole class. So what I need to do is group these letters into categories. Let's do it this way. So we'll say who got A's, who got B's, and who got C's, or C minus, or whatever it is. Okay, so for A's, I counted 2 people. For B's, only 1, and then for C's, 2, 3, 4, 7 people. Okay, the other thing we need to write down that's important is the total. So when I add those all up, that was 10 people. So now what we're going to do is we got to actually write what the percentage is. The way we do percent is we take, let's write it on the side so we remember. Percent is number divided by total. So in this case, we do 2 divided by 10. So 2 divided by 10 equals 0.20, which is the same as 20%. Okay, 1 divided by 10, 0.10, which is 10%. And 7 divided by 10 equals 0.70, which is the same as 70%. And if you're wondering how I jump from that to that, remember when you calculate percent, you always multiply by 100 to turn it into a percentage. Okay, so we got our percents. Awesome. Now the only problem is we want to actually put this onto the graph. So if I say 20%, it's hard to know exactly, is that 20%? I don't have no idea. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Oops, erased my circle. So we have to use degrees. Okay, so when we talk about a circle, we know that a circle has 360 degrees. That's if you went from here and you measured all the way around with a protractor, it's 360 degrees. So we need to split it up into pieces. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to say, okay, if I have 360 degrees total, that's 100%. So let's figure out, well, what's 1%? To turn it into 1%, I'm going to have to divide by 100. So obviously 100 divided by 100 is 1%. 360 divided by 100 is 3.6. So that's going to be really important for us. We know that 3.6 degrees is 1% of a chart. So here, if I have 20%, all I need to do is multiply that by 3.6, and that's going to tell me how many degrees to put on my chart. So let's do it. 20 times 3.6 gives me 72. Okay, 10 times 3.6 gives me 36. And 10 times 7, I'm sorry, 70. My bad. 70 times 3.6 gives us 252 for the last one. Okay, that's how many degrees it's going to be on my whole chart. So what I like to do is I draw a nice vertical line so I can see what's going on. That's the vertical line to the middle. And then I'm going to take a protractor. I don't have a great protractor, so I'm going to do the best I can. Okay, I'm going to line it up so we have the middle lined up with this. And I need to have 72 degrees. So I'm going to count from here. I'm going to go, that's 90, 80, 70. So 72 is going to be about there. And I will connect it with my ruler. And that's going to be my 72%. So that's my A category, 72%. Then I can do the same thing. So from there, there we go. I'm going to measure, what do we need? 36 degrees. So from there I'm going to go 10, 20, 30. And that's it.